The multiple choice questions, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So in the first chapter, that is, what is the first chapter? Tell me.
The living world.
Yes, tell me now. Reproduction in organisms, right? Reproduction in organism. Reproduction in organism. In that, the first unit, that is the first topic, that is asexual reproduction, has been reduced, right? So the sexual reproduction is there in your syllabus. Sexual reproduction. Yeah, tell me the definition of sexual reproduction. Anyone? A sexual reproduction is a biological process. As you know, I will not go in detail with the what is reproduction. There are two types of reproduction, everything that already you have studied in your second year PUC, right? So sexual reproduction is a type of reproduction where both the parents are involved, right? Both the parents are involved. Yes. The next one is, what are the characteristic features of sexual reproduction? Tell me. Where the production of gametes will be there, isn't it? After that,
Yes, ma'am.
The fusion of the gametes, the fertilization, everything will be there. So next point you can write there, you can make a note, both the parents are involved. Then gametes are produced. Fusion of gametes will be there. Fusion of gametes. Then fertilization. Then tell me some of the other important characteristic features of sexual reproduction. Yes, anyone?
Zygote formation.
Zygote, yes, after fertilization, very good, zygote formation will be there. Then is that the zygote which is formed, which is exactly similar to their parents? No, isn't it? Some variety, in the sense the variations will be there, because in case of asexual reproduction, a single parent is involved, right? A single parent is involved. Whatever the formation of the offspring is produced, which is exactly similar to their parents, we call it that as what? Clones, isn't it? But in case of sexual reproduction, as both the parents are involved in the reproduction, so we will get a varieties of offsprings. So that helps in evolution also, right? So these are some of the important characteristic features of a sexual reproduction. Okay, any doubt till here, Pa? Have you understood? Yes. Next, are you all understood or what? Tell me. Coming to the next topic, which is phases of sexually reproducing organism. What are the phases? Can anyone tell me what are the phases of sexually reproducing organism? Yes, tell me now, fast.
Juvenile phase.
Yes.
Reproductive phase and senescent phase.
Post-reproductive phase.
Very nice, very nice. Phases of sexually reproducing organism. So the first one is juvenile phase. In case of juvenile phase, in which organism we can say the juvenile phase? In case of
plants.
No. In case of animals, remember, in case of animals, we can say the first phase of juvenile phase. Can anyone tell me what is juvenile phase?
Growth.
Before the
Growth of,
organism is ready for the reproduction.
Very nice. Yes. So it is the phase, it is the time period between the birth and to the till to the maturity phase. Okay. When a child birth, okay, from that to maturity phase, when she or he comes to the puberty stage. So till that phase is called as what? Juvenile phase. That juvenile phase, it is a phase between, you can write, is a phase between birth to the maturity. Maturity is called as juvenile phase. That in case of plants, it is called as vegetative phase. What you told, no? Vegetative phase. Please make a note. Vegetative phase is in case of plants. Same definition you can write. It is the phase between the birth to the maturity of the plants. So that is called as what? Vegetative phase. So how can we recognize whether the plant has come to the maturity phase? Can anyone tell me that? How can you?
Flowers.
Yes, very nice. So once the plant starts flowering, we can say that plant has come to the maturity phase. Yes. Have you understood now? The first phase of sexually reproducing organism, the first phase is the juvenile phase. The juvenile phase in case of animals, so it is the phase between the birth to the maturity. In case of plants, it is called as vegetative phase. Yes, the next phase. What is the next phase? The second phase is the
Reproductive.
very nice, very good. Reproductive phase, which is the second phase of sexually reproducing organism. So an organisms which undergo reproduce sexually is called as the reproductive phase. Yes. The last one is the senescence phase. The senescence phase is also called as what? Aging phase.
Post-reproductive phase.
Yes, ma'am. In case of the second one is the reproductive phase. The third one, the last one is called as what? Senescence phase. Yes. Senescence phase. The senescence phase is also called as what? Aging phase. Very good. So in case of senescence phase, no. So what happens in the senescence phase? So you can write that as, so it is the last phase, last phase of lifespan, right? Lifespan already you have studied in the first page only of your second PUC textbook, lifespan. So I didn't go in detail with the lifespan because these said all, it is a reduced portion. So only, so lifespan is a time period between the birth and the natural death of an organism, right? So the natural death has to be taken place for an organism, that is called as lifespan. So the last phase of the lifespan is what? It is the last phase of lifespan where what happens in the senescence phase? Yes, the metabolic activity decreases, right? The metabolic activity decreases. Metabolic activity decreases. Then what happens? Tell me. Slowing down of or slow down of what? Cellular activity. Okay, and finally death of a person, or the death takes place. Okay, so that's all about the senescence phase or the aging phase. So any doubt till here, pa? Anyone? Have you understood the phases of? We'll go a little bit fast so that we can start with the multiple choice also. So after the sexually reproducing organism, the phases, we have to discuss about the reproductive phases. Can anyone tell me what are the reproductive phases now?
Pre-reproductive, reproductive, post-reproductive.
They are the events, right? They are the events. I'm asking reproductive phases. What are the reproductive phases? Based on their breeding season, you can tell me. Based on their breeding season.
Seasonal.
Have you heard
Continuous.
of seasonal breeders?
True breeder.
Seasonal breeders and
True.
continuous, right? Yes, continuous breeders. So based on their reproductive phases, we can take seasonal breeders and continuous breeders. So seasonal breeders are those which breeds only in the season wise. Can anyone tell me what are the examples for seasonal breeders?
Dog.
Yes, good. Dog. Then tell me fast. Dog.
Birds.
Frog you can take, no? Frogs, okay, only during rainy season, okay, it will reproduce themselves. That is called as what? Seasonal breeders. Next, coming to the continuous breeders, there is a particular seasons, okay, only in that seasons only it can breed. So only it is called as what? Seasonal breeders. In case of continuous breeders, no, it will some of the organisms which breed continuously throughout their lifespan. Not the lifespan, we can say throughout their maturity stage, the reproductive phase. We can call it as that as continuous breeders. So you can say as an example, the human being, okay, man, or say as a cow, okay, so many examples are there. Okay, so just to remember the seasonal breeders and the continuous breeders. After that, we have to study about some of these cycles, in the sense the reproductive cycles. What are the two types of reproductive cycles you have studied?
Menstrual cycle, estrus cycle.
Very nice. So menstrual cycle and ostrus cycle. Ostrus cycle. Yeah, coming to the menstrual cycle, what is the difference between these two? Menstrual cycle and ostrus cycle?
Primates and non-primates.
Very nice. The menstrual cycles are the primates and these are all the non-primates. Then in case of a menstrual cycle, bleeding takes place, isn't it? Bleeding takes place. Then here, no bleeding. Next one. So many example differences between the menstrual cycle and the ostrus cycle. You should be knowing what it is. So the reproductive cyclic changes takes place in case of primates is called as menstrual cycle, and the reproductive changes takes place in non-primates. They are called as ostrus cycle. Okay, so these are the very important points you should be remember in this part. And the next part is that the reproductive events, the events of reproduction. Now, just one of the girl has told me that there are 3 types of events, right? Events of reproduction, events of reproduction. In this, pre-fertilization, please take down. These are the points just for a reference. Already 1 year is over. Already you have finished your exam long back, no? So you will be a little bit. So best to take down pre-fertilization, then fertilization, and the last one is fertilize. This one is fertilization. This one is post-fertilization. Okay, so these are the 3 events of reproduction. Coming to pre-fertilization events, the events which takes place before fertilization. That is very important. So pre-fertilization events, it is the events which takes place before fertilization. So that is called as pre-fertilization events. Okay, so can anyone tell me what are the 2 types of what are the 2 sub-events takes place in pre-fertilization events?
Gametogenesis.
Gametogenesis and gamete transfer.
Very nice, good. So gametogenesis and gametic transfer. Gametic transfer. So what happens in the gametogenesis? What do you mean by gametogenesis?
Formation of gametes.
Yes, good. So the formation of gametes is called as gametogenesis. What types of gametes you have studied? What type of gametes we have studied? One is
Haploid.
haploid is gametes are already haploid only, right? Gametes are already
Homogamete, heterogamete.
yes. Homogametes and heterogametes. So what do you mean by homogametes? Homo refers to same, whereas hetero refers to different.
Different.
Yes. So the gametes which are produced, they are genetically and morphologically
Dissimilar.
similar, right? We are discussing that this one, homogametes. Okay, homogametes. Homo refers to similar, right? So the gametes, the gametes which are genetically, this one is genetically and morphologically similar. So if you write, if I write this side, you can be able to see. Are you able to
ma'am.
see this one? No?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you write, these are the two gametes. So in case of, what is an example you can give it for homogametes? An algae called as Cladophora. Remember the name of an example for homogametes? Example for homogametes is Cladophora, which is an algae. Okay. So Cladophora is an algae. By seeing these two gametes, no, we cannot identify which is a male gamete and which is a female gamete. So both the gametes are so similar that we cannot differentiate which is the male and which is the female. So that is called as what? Homogametes. Coming to the heterogametes, you can take an example as human being is only the example for heterogametes, where the female gametes are very large in size, and they are non-motile. Whereas in case of males, okay, the males, this is called as what? The sperm, right? The male gamete is called as the sperm, whereas the female gamete is called as the ova. Okay, so we can identify whether it is a female or the male. So both are morphologically they are dissimilar. Okay, morphologically they are dissimilar, hence they are called as heterogametes. So you have to remember, under the events of reproduction, pre-fertilization events we are discussing. Under pre-fertilization events, there are two sub events are there. The first one is called as gametogenesis and the second one is gametic transfer. Okay, so in case of gametogenesis, we are discussing about two types of gametes. One is the homogametes, other one is heterogametes. In homogametes, we have discussed the definition, which is the gametes, they are genetically and morphologically similar in size and structure. So example for homogametes are the Cladophora, whereas heterogametes are, the gametes are dissimilar. Okay, so we can say ova and sperm in case of human being. Any doubt till here, pa? Anyone? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Yes. After this, we'll come to fertilization events. So still so many terminologies are there in the homogametes. Have you heard of monoecious and dioecious?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So after phases, okay. So based on the lifespan, okay. One thing I wanted to forgot to tell you before this, the events. Can anyone tell me based on the lifespan, okay, how the plants are classified based on their lifespan? How they are classified, ma? Based on their lifespan, they are considered as annuals, right? Remembered? Biennials,
Biennials, perennials.
perennials. Good. perennials. So annuals are those, the lifespan is only once in a lifespan. In the sense, once it starts flowering, no, its lifespan is completed. Only one season. You can write the lifespan. You can write lifespan is only one season. Only one season it will live. And in case of biennials, two, isn't it? 2 seasons. And in case of perennials, it will lives more than 20 years, like that. You can take so many examples are there here. What examples you can take for annuals, ma'am?
Rice, wheat,
Yes, good. Rice, wheat, anything. Okay, they are all the annuals. Then biennials, only 2 growing season. Tomato. Mango is for perennials. Mango is for perennials. Mango, then coconut, any kind of big trees, they usually as a perennials. So tomato, brinjal, some kinds of vegetables, no, that are the examples for what? Biennials. Okay, they will grow to growing season. It will grow in the first growing season. It will comes to the maturity stage, and when they go to the second seasons, no, it will blooms, and it give rise to a fruit or the seed, whatever. So based on their lifespan, they are classified into annuals, biennials, and perennials. Okay. So along with this, some of the unusual behavior of lifespan is also there. Have you heard of? Can you give an example for unusual flowering plants?
bamboo, Stobalanthus,
Very nice. Unusual flowering behavior. Okay, unusual flowering behavior. This kind of questions usually they will ask in your CT exams. So one is the bamboo, you can tell. Okay, bamboo plant. So it will lives for 50 years, right? 50 years. The lifespan of that is 50 to 100 years. You can say 50 to 100 years. Next, very important, a plant which flowers once in 12 years. What is the name of that?
Stobalanthus kunthiana,
Very nice. Strobilanthus kunthiana, which is also called as, this is a scientific name. What is a common name for that?
Neela Kurunji,
Neela Kurunji.
Yes, Neela Kurunji. Okay, Neela Kurunji is a common name. Where these plants we can usually see in which places? In which places you can see this?
Tamil Nadu and Karnataka.
Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Okay, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, the hill station, the hilly areas, we can usually see these types of plants. Okay, good. Yes, after this, in Kerala also, have you studied about the menstrual and that and all is done? Only 2 topics I thought of telling this. So after menstrual and, okay, so coming to the sexuality of an organism. What is the sexuality of an organism? Tell me. What is the sexuality?
Bisexual, unisexual,
Yes, bisexual, unisexual. So what is unisexual organism?
male and female reproductive parts are present on different plants.
Very nice. Yes, very good. Okay, unisexual means they are separate. What is the one more name for unisexual, ma? Unisexual, one more name for unisexual.
Monoecious.
Very nice. Good. Monoecious. For bisexual, it is called as dioecious, right? Dioecious. And in case of mammals, what is the mammals called as? If an animal are bisexual, then it is called as, have you heard of hermaphrodite?
Heterothallic.
Yeah,
Hermaphrodites,
hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites. Okay, can you give an example for an animal having bisexual?
earthworm,
Very nice. Good. Earthworm, leech. Okay, these are the examples for bisexual. Okay, good. So coming to the, what are meiocytes? What are meiocytes?
cells which undergo meiosis,
Which give rise to a haploid gamete. the gamete mother cell, you have to remember the gamete mother cell undergo meiosis to produce a haploid gametes. They are called as what? Meiocytes. So you should be remember that the meiocytic number, it should be half of that of the gamete number. So many examples which is given in your textbook, like ophioglosm, very important. Ophioglosm, for example, for that is not the ophioglosm. I'm writing here the human being. The human being, which is a meiocytic number is, it is always remember the meiocytic number is
46.
Yes. So the gamete number will be how much? 23.
23.
So always remember the meiocytic number will be always diploid. The reduced, the half of that number will be the gametic number. So you have to remember all the important which is given in your textbook, the column they have made it. So fruit fly is there, then potato, butterfly, so many examples are there. Please go through it. So not much time is available here. So we will move to the next topic, fertilization. So just a brief there, fast. So fertilization is a process where both the male and the female gametes, that is the haploid male and the haploid female, will fuse together to form a diploid zygote. That is called as fertilization. You have discussed. I'm not writing the entire definition because you know already what is fertilization. Then there are two types of fertilization. That is the internal fertilization and the external fertilization, right? So internal and external fertilization. So in the case of internal fertilization, what happens? The fertilization takes place inside the female body. Then it is called as internal fertilization. Then example for that is the human being only you can take. Okay. And in case of external fertilization, that takes place outside the female body. Okay. So what is the example for this? You can take the fish, then the all kinds of amphibians. Okay, these are the some of the examples for what? External fertilization. Okay, any doubt till here, Pa? Because this is not exactly a theory class. If I go on explaining all these things, we are not able to complete the portions for this. Then the last topic here is the post-fertilization events. The fertilization takes place. The events which takes place after fertilization is called as post-fertilization events. So in this, what are the events you are going to observe in post-fertilization events? The first one is what? The zygote. Then what else? Embryo.
Embryo.
The zygote and the embryo. So zygote means you already know it is the fused product of male and female gametes. Okay, whereas an embryo is a thing where the embryo is formed from the zygote. Okay, so let's not go in detail with that. The embryogenesis means the formation of embryo from a zygote is called as embryogenesis. Okay, so what are the, have you heard of oviparous and viviparous also? You know that, right? I'm not going to. Okay, oviparous and viviparous. So that completes the first chapters of your second year PUC. Now we will move to the multiple choice questions. Okay, so in that, whatever the material I have sent to you, which contains both the already it is prepared. Okay, so which contains both the deleted as well as non-deleted portions. So we will just skip off the first unit, in the sense the asexual reproductive parts we will skip off, and we will move to the sexual reproductive parts only. So you have to start for that is, because it is there in your first PUC also. So you can, we will move to, have you all have with the choice questions with you all? Yeah. So first question is, which of the following statement is not true?
Ma'am, that's not given.
It's not given.
Living world is given, ma'am.
Yeah, we can anyone read the first question?
The science of cytotaxonomy is based on.
Yeah, that is for first year PUC. Both I'm going to do that because we have to complete in a 1.5 session. So one more I have sent just to go through it, which is first PUC, also first species. That also we are going to do it today only. So one more multiple choice question is sent based on the life.
Only one is sent,
Only
ma'am.
one, ma'am.
Only one they have sent.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then okay. But anyway, so tomorrow I will be doing that first chapter multiple choice question. So we will do that first PUC portions only now because if you have having that only, right? So we will do that only. Yeah. So first question is the science of cytotaxonomy is based on. What do you mean by cytotaxonomy? Please, cytotaxonomy. Cytotaxonomy means the study of classification. Please make a note. The cytotaxonomy is the study of classification of living organism. So in that, the third one is the answer for that. Please make a note. Number and morphology of chromosomes. Number and morphology of chromosomes. That is the answer for the first question. Okay. Whereas, what do you mean by chemical composition? Chemical composition of cytoplasm. What do we call it as what? Chemotaxonomy. Remember, the fourth option, what they have given here is chemical composition. It may be useful for your next questions also, next upcoming questions. They may give like, what is a chemotaxonomy? This one is a cytotaxonomy. Cytotaxonomy is refers to what? It is what? The study of
Chromosome number and morphology.
Yes. Okay. The study of chromosome number and morphology. Okay. The second one you can write as chemotaxonomy. Chemotaxonomy is refers to the fourth option, which is the chemical composition of cytoplasm. Okay. No doubt, right, ma'am? Shall we go to the second question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Second question is, what is the advantage of binomial system of nomenclature? That is, the name becomes. The name
Universal.
Very nice. Good. The third option is the correct option, universal. It is not valid, it is not standard, it is not complete, but it is universally accepted. So as you know, binomial nomenclature you have studied in your first year PUC. Each organisms will be having two names. The first name will be the genus name and the second name will be the species name. Okay, and you have studied the rules of binomial nomenclature also, and they are universally, okay, so universally accepted. Universally accepted. Okay, the third question is, which names are regarded as legitimate names? What do you mean by legitimate? What do you mean by legitimate? Anyone? Yes, tell me. Legitimate means what? The answer for that is which have their holotypes. See, some of the authors, they will use it for naming of an organism. They are called as legitimate names. Please make a note. The third option is the correct option, which have their holotypes. Which have their holotypes. You can elaborate there. Holotype is a specimen of, you can write there fast. Holotype is the specimen of other element used by the authors for nomenclature type. For nomenclature type. So that is called as legitimate name. Okay. So the fourth one is rules regarding the binomial nomenclature are formed by? Can anyone guess?
Ma'am, third answer.
Very good. An international committee. Yes, the third option is correct. The international committee. Written, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the international committee, which was given by particular universal rules, was given by. So that was taken by an international committee. So that, as you know, it is a universal, that has to be an international committee, has to take that rules, that have to make that rules, everything. Okay, coming to the fifth questions there. Match the following columns. So very
Ma'am,
easy.
option A.
Option A, ma'am.
Yes.
First option.
Option A.
Option A, ma'am.
Yes, good. So Lal Bagh is there in Bangalore. Then National Botanical Garden is in Lucknow. Okay. Then Indian Botanical Garden is in Kolkata. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, what happened?
Yeah, I'll only call you back.
Please, while attending the calls, no, please mute yourself. Yes, so it will be disturbing for others also. Yes, after fifth question, we will move to the sixth question. Sixth question is biological concept of species is mainly based on. Yes, tell me, no? The biological
features.
Ma'am, third option.
Yes, correct, pa. Morphology and method of reproduction. Yes, biological concept of species. It is not the method of reproduction only. Reproduction is there, but it is not only the reproductive part. Okay, morphological features only. No, morphology and the method of reproduction, both are present in species. Okay, the biology concept of species, you have to study both the morphology as well as the reproduction. So the third option is the correct option. Correct. Next one. In Whitaker's five kingdom classification, eukaryotes were signed to. Yes, can anyone guess the answer? See, before it was
Only 4.
2.
Yes, ma. Which one?
Only 4 of the 5 kingdoms.
Very nice. Good. Only 4 of the 5 kingdoms. Before, only 4 kingdoms was analyzed, right? So the fifth one was given by W.H. Whitaker. So the option, you have to write it as the third option, which is only 4 of the 5 kingdoms. Okay. The next one is the term new systematics was introduced by. See, there are 4 options are given there. Can anyone tell me what is the answer? So
Carolus Linnaeus.
Sir, Julien Huxley. Yes, that is the answer. See, Bentham and Hooker. Please write down all the options, answers there. First. Bentham and Hooker. He is the natural system. Okay, natural system. He has found out. He is considered as the father of natural system. Carolus Linnaeus. He is the father of modern taxonomy. Please write down. Carolus Linnaeus, he is the father of modern taxonomy. Then last one, the second one, A.P. de Candolle. He is the father of theory of plant classification. He has given the theory of plant classification. Have you all written? Shall I explain one more time? Bentham and Hooker's. Okay, write down. Bentham and Hooker's proposed the natural system of classification. Carolus Linnaeus, he is considered as the father of taxonomy, because in so many multiple choices, so it is repeated. So if you write it once, no, it will be registered in your mind. So remember, new systematics was given by Sir Julian Hulex, okay, Hule, that is a answer for this question, 8th one. The 9th question. A taxon refers to a group of closely related plants or animals.
Second option.
Second options, ma, who told? Yes. Any taxonomic groups such as phylum, species are a family. So please make a note. The 9th question answer is a taxon. What is a taxon? Tell me. You have studied taxonomical hierarchy, right? A taxonomical hierarchy like species, genus, family, order, class, division, then finally the kingdom, right? So each one is called as, each one unit is called as what? A taxon. Remember, okay? So the entire thing like from the species to the kingdom, no, it is called as what? Taxa. Okay, taxa and taxon make a difference. So each unit, as you know, the species is a basic unit of life, isn't it? Basic unit of classification of classification, you can say. The basic unit of classification is the species. Each unit is called as what? Taxon. Any doubt, pa? Anyone? Have you all understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the second, for 9th one, the second option is the correct. Any taxonomic group such as phylum, any group you can take. Either it may be the phylum, it may be the species, or it may be the family. Anything you can take it. So that is called as what? A taxon. Yes. The 10th question. Match the following columns there. The father of taxonomy is given. What you will write down? Which is the option?
Carolus Linnaeus.
Yes, good.
Option second one.
Yes, option second, correct. The option second is the option underlined there. Okay, mark it. Please make a note. Father of taxonomy, Carolus Linnaeus. Then father of zoology and father of biology, both are Aristotle. Remember, Aristotle is the father of biology as well as the father of zoology also. Then father of medicine, if you make a note in sideways, if you written or write all these things, no, it will be helpful. So many times they will ask like, who is the father of medicine? Who is the father of biology? Like that they will ask. So the father of medicine, who is the father of medicine? Hippocrates, right? Hippocrates. Then concept of genus was given by Julian. That is one. E option is not there. Please make a note. E option is not there. So E you have to make a, that is the 7th one. Okay, E is 7. Got everyone? No, there is some printing mistake there. Okay, E option is not given. So which is 7th option? 7 you have to write. Juliana Huxley. Okay. Then last one is the Darwin of 20th century, which is Huxley. Okay. So these are the match the following. Any doubt till here, ma? Everyone understood?
Ma'am, can you explain once more?
Which one, ma? This one?
Yes, ma'am. Father of neo-taxonomy.
The father of a neo-taxonomy is Hooker. First one, ma. Hooker. Hooker. Okay. Hooker is the father of neo-taxonomy. Darwin of 20th century. Darwin of 20th century is Huxley. 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 Till any doubt you have? Shall I tell once again the entire thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Father of taxonomy. Write down. Father of taxonomy. Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus. Father of zoology and father of biology, both you can write as Aristotle. Aristotle. Father of medicine. Father of medicine. Hippocrates. Hippocrates. CRATES. Hypocrites. Then concept of genus was given by concept of genus. Please unmute unmute yourself while saying also. Please mute yourself. Whenever you want to say no, please unmute and tell me. Yes, tell me where we are. Concept of genus is done, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, father of neo-taxonomy and Darwin's of 20th century we have discussed. Yes. The next one is the term protista was given by. Very important question.
Fourth option, ma'am.
Ernest Haeckel.
Fourth option, correct. Ernst Haeckel. Please write down. Ernst Haeckel. The 11th question. Whereas John Ray, first one is there, no? John Ray was given by the term species. Please write down all the options there. John Ray was given the term species. Species. Second option is Carolus Linnaeus, you know, right, everyone? It will
Yes,
be
ma'am.
it will be repeating so many times there. Okay. Then okay, the next one more is there, no? Gregor Liploid Cuvier. Okay, he is a scientist. He is a father of modern paleontology. Please write down the third option. Leopold Cuvier. He is considered as the father of modern paleontology. Can anyone tell me what is paleontology?
Study of fossils.
Very nice. Good. The study of fossil fuels are called as paleontology. So that was first given by this scientist. So you know all the options right now. John Ray was given the term as species. Carolus Linnaeus, he is a father of taxonomy. And Ernst Haeckel is the correct options for this protista. Okay. Shall we move to the next question, ma? Any doubt till here?
No, ma'am.
Yes. The 12th question is father of Indian systematic botany. Father of
Option.
Indian. Option?
1.
1, correct. Option A is the correct option. H. Santapu, Barkoliyali. Santapu. H. Santapu is the father of Indian systematic botany. The next they have given is Tirumalachari, isn't it? Tirumalachari Ramaswamy. His full name is Tirumalachari Ramaswamy. Write down there. He is the Secretary of Indian Science and Technology. Tirumalachari Ramaswamy. His a full name. Okay. He is a Secretary of Indian Science and Technology. Indian Science and Technology. Then Shivram Kashyap. They have given S.R. Kashyap. Okay, the full name is Shivram Kashyap. Okay, so he is the father of Indian bryology. He is the father of Indian bryology. B-R-Y-O-L-O-G-Y. B-R-Y-O-L-O-G-Y, bryology. Okay, so very important name, bryology. Like a study of bryophytes, like that you can mean bryology. And the last one is Bribal Shahni, isn't it? Bribal Shahni. He is called as the father of Indian. He is considered as a father of Indian paleobotany. 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 Okay, so study of fossil fuels only, it will comes in that paleontology. In that paleobotany is also one of the branch. That's it. So these are the scientists for this option. Santapu, okay, H. Santapu, father of Indian systematic botany. Okay, so any doubt? Have you all written all the scientists' name, because it may come for the next questions also. Okay, the options will be next. 13th question. 13th question. An international code of botanical nomenclature come into being in the year. In the year 1930.
1930.
Very good, ma. Yes, 1930 is the correct options. Okay. 13th one is 1930. It is a direct question. You need not to go for the other inventions like that. We'll move to the next question. The term taxonomy was coined by, again, the repeated question.
Linnaeus.
Yes, Linnaeus, isn't it? Linnaeus is the father. As you know, the term.
Ma'am, it is term coined by.
Yes, yes, correct. It is a father of taxonomy as Linnaeus. Who coined taxonomy first is the third option. Yes, correct. De Candolle. Okay. Candolle is the third option. Correct. Sorry. The Theocritus. Theocritus. Where you have heard? Father of botany. Please write down there. Here now, till now, you have heard of father of biology and father of zoology is Aristotle. The father of botany. Father of botany is Theocritus. Okay. Then the next one is Pliny. Pliny is given the Pliny Elder. The full name of that particular scientist is Pliny Elder. He is a naturalist. You can write. He is a naturalist. He was given by artificial system. Artificial system of classification. Artificial system of classification. Artificial system of classification was given by Pliny. Pliny Elder. Okay. Any doubt till here, pa? Linnaeus, he is considered as the father of taxonomy. Who has termed taxonomy?
De Candolle.
Yes, and Theocritus, he is the father of botany, and Pliny. Okay, he is the he is a naturalist who was given the natural system of classification. He has adopted actually. Yes. We'll move to the 15th question. The term taxon was given by, very easy. Now, you should tell me anyone. 15th question. The term Meyer, right? Meyer. Third option is the correct option. Please make a note. The term taxon was given by Meyer. What about Lamarck? And rest both you know. Linnaeus also you know, and excuse me. De Candolle is also you know. Who is Lamarck now? Tell me. Yes, tell me. Lamarck. Anyone knows?
Evolution.
Yes, evolution based on, write down, natural selection. Evolution based on natural selection. One sec. Yes, evolution based on natural selection was given by Lamarck. Yes, we'll move to the next question. 16th one. This is also all you know. The term systematics was coined by. Yes. The term systematics was given by, again, Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, the first option is the correct option. John Ray. Where you have studied John Ray just now?
Species.
Yes, okay. Who has termed the species? Then again, A.P. de Candolle, they have given, we have studied already, Theocritus, father of botany. So
Botany.
if you go on writing that repeatedly, no, it will be registered in your mind, then it will be easy. Next to see, next question is very easy, ultimate easy. Everyone can answer. Just now I told you, isn't it? Father of botany is?
First option.
Yes, Theocritus. Yes. Next one, still all the other we have done, no? Any doubt in that? Aristotle, you know. Hippocrates, you know. Plato.
So,
Yes, tell me. So please unmute yourself. Yes, tell me, no. Plato. Who is that scientist? Plato. Yeah. Shall I tell this? Yeah. Otherwise, can anyone tell me? Plato, where you have studied? He is
Philosophy.
yeah, philosophy you have studied. Then he is he was the teacher and he was the student of Aristotle. Okay, just to remember, Plato, write down there. Plato is a student of Socrates. He is a student of Socrates and the teacher of Aristotle and the teacher of Aristotle. So he is very older, okay, than the Aristotle, but he is just you have to see there. He is nothing he has done, but he is a teacher means you should be know he is how he is a teacher. Okay. Next one is 18th one. Any doubt in the 17th ma? No doubt, right? Theocritus, Aristotle, Hippocrates, and Plato. Next one, 18th question. In 18th question, phylogenetic system differs from a natural system in its stress on
Evolutionary trends.
evolutionary, yes, origin and evolutionary trends. So anatomical details, anatomy means, as you know, the study of internal parts. So anatomy is not there. Morphologically is also no. Then philosophically, physiologically is also no. The last question is the correct option. That is the origin as well as where it has originated. See, phylogenetic system means phylogenetic tree you have studied. Where it has originated and where it is ending. So that everything you require. So origin and the evolutionary trends are required for the phylogenetic system differs from the natural system. Okay. So good. Yes. Next one is the 19th question. A genus with a single species. Very easy. Pa. Who will tell this answer?
Third option.
Yes. Monotypic. See right there. Single species. Single refers to mono. Right. Poly means what? The genus with two or
Many
more,
species.
yes, two or more species. If it is the typical means there is no meaning why they have given. So typical means you can say just a species. That's it. So just inside the species, any one organism you can take it as a typical one. So species means you know a group of organisms which have similar structure. Then they have to perform a similar function like that. So it is called as a species. So monotypic and polytypic, any doubt ma? Understood now? Very easy. Yes. The next one, we will move to the 20th question. In an artificial system of classification,
Only few characters are considered.
yes, only one or a few morphological characters are considered. Good ma. That is the fourth option is correct. Yes, good. So the first question, correlated characters are more important. Physiological characters lead. This is all comes under artificial system of classification. Please make a note. Artificial system of classification involves it may be one or a few morphological characters will be present. Okay. So the next question. Are you all marking down? Because I'm not go in detail because this is not at all there in the artificial system of classification. Okay, so rest of the scientist names and all, we have to discuss all the 4 questions because it may comes for the next upcoming questions also. So name the taxonomist who wrote species Plantarum.
Carolus Linnaeus.
Very nice, good. Carolus Linnaeus. See, Bentham and Hooker, as I already told you, Bentham and Hooker deals with the natural system of classification. Please make a note, Bentham and Hooker. He is considered as a father of natural classification. Okay. John Ray, please make a note. John Ray, Bentham and Hooker. What is the publication of Bentham and Hooker?
Systema Nature.
Systema Naturae are genera Plantarum. Remember, genera, please make a note, write down, very important. Genera Plantarum. Okay, P-L-A-N, Plantarum. Okay, Plantarum. And he described in this 202 families. He has described 202 families. In the sense, he has written a publication, that publication named as Genera Plantarum. Okay, that he has described 202 families are included in this particular publication, which was given by Bentham and Hooker. Okay, and A.P. de Candolle, he published, please write down, A.P. de Candolle, he published Theoria Elementaria okay, Elementaria de la Bot. This is the name of the book. Okay. Botanic. Theoria Elementaria de la Botanic. His publication was published by, written no scientist name Candolle. Okay, Candolle, A.P. de Candolle. Then John Ray published Historia Plantarum. John Ray. Who is John Ray? You have to remember species, right? He was coined the species. He was given a publication name as Historia Plantarum. P-L-A-N-T-A-R-U-M, Plantarum. So Historia, R-I-A it is, okay? R-I-A, Historia Plantarum. This was the publications from John Ray. So these are the publications are important. So only I'm writing on the board. Please write down everything. So whatever I have written. Okay, just I will go again. So Bentham and Hooker. Okay, Bentham and Hooker was given by the publication Genera Plantarum. In this, he has described 202 families. Next one, A.P. de Candolle. Okay, A.P. de Candolle. He has given as the Theoria Elementaria de la Botanic. And the John Ray was coined the species. Okay, here and there you have to remember the scientist name here and then only it will be registered in your mind. John Ray published Historia Plantarum. So these are the some of the important thing. Okay, any doubt till here? Everyone has written this. Shall I proceed to the next question, 21st question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 21st question is done. 22nd question. Who developed the concept of phylogeny?
Ernest Haeckel.
Very nice. Ernst Haeckel, again, write down. 22nd question. Ernst Haeckel. Hackle. Hack. Okay, Hackle. So Lamarck, again, you know, again, okay, I need not to explain again, right? Lamarck, where you have studied. What is his contribution?
Evolution based on natural selection.
Very nice. Then Linnaeus, you know. Hippocrates.
Father of medicine.
Very nice. Good, ma. Yes. Next one, 23. Match the following columns.
Fourth option, ma'am.
Yes, very nice. Fourth option is the correct option. Planaria, as you have all studied in your previous classes. Okay.
True regeneration.
Yes, good, ma. Yes. So you can note planaria,
Yes, ma'am.
fragmentation, fungi, asexual spores it produces. Then here, yeast and hydra they have given. Yeast is it is reproduced by budding, right? Then hydra they have given the option as budding only. C option they have given binary fission. So there is a small mistake there. So please correct that. Yeast and hydra both reproduces by budding only. Amoeba is for binary fission. Okay, amoeba is for binary fission. Okay. True regeneration, planaria. Fragmentation, they have given fragmentation. You can go for
Hydra.
Hydra fragmentation. The hydra, it can reproduce both by fragmentation as well as budding. Okay, anything you can take. Okay, pa, then you can go through it now. 23rd question is done. 24th question, very easy. We have already discussed many species. The species having many subspecies.
Polytypic.
Fourth option.
Fourth option, that is allopatric. What do you mean by allopatric? Are polytypic ado answer one nimshari.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, fourth one, polytypic. Polytypic are macro species is the correct options there. Write down. Monotypic is genus with single genus. Okay, monotypic means what? Is genus with single genus and species, which contains single genus with species. That is called as what? The monotypic. Polytypic means many, right? That is also a genus, contains 2 or more species. 2 or more different species are present in polytypic. Write down. Next, what do you mean by siblings? What do you mean by siblings?
Sister and brother.
Yeah, in the sense related species. The related species present in a particular area. The genus which have a related species are called as siblings. Okay. Shall we move to the next one? Are you all written that? Monotypic, polytypic, then the one more I have left, I think, no? No, I have done everything. Yes. The next one is 25th one. They have given the hierarchy. Very easy, this one. They have asking that a taxon order comes in between. Very easy.
Class and family.
Very nice. That's it. Okay. Class and family. What is the question? You have to remember. If you know the hierarchy in a proper way, like species, genus, family, order, then after order, class will come. After the class, the subdivision and the phylum. Okay. Division in case of plants, phylum in case of animal. Okay. So in between the class and family, in between only the order will come. Okay. Order do yavudu madhyadalli barutte anta kelidare. Okay. Very easy. The second option is the correct option. Yes. Next one is 26th question. Phylogeny and interrelationship found between taxa on the basis of number, type and arrangement of chromosomes in? Have to remember.
Cytotaxonomy.
Is it cytotaxonomy or different one? Just see once again what and all they have given there. Name.
Chromotaxonomy.
Yes, not the chromotaxonomy. It is karyotaxonomy. Karyo refers to nucleus and the chromosomes. Remember. So you have remembered during the cell division. Okay, cytokinesis and karyokinesis, right? Kinesis is refers to what? The division. Cytokinesis refers to the division of cytoplasm, whereas karyokinesis is the division of nucleus. Okay, so here the arrangement of chromosomes they have asked. Interrelationship found between taxon on the basis of number and the type of arrangement of chromosomes they have asked. So that is the answer for this is karyotaxonomy. 26 is karyotaxonomy. Have you written cytotaxonomy there? It is a study of classification of, write down, cyto refers to cell, right? Taxonomy, cytotaxonomy means, write down, it is the study of classification of, it is the study of classification of living organism based on cytological and genetic character. Cytological and genetic characters. Okay, any doubt ma till here? Okay, chromotaxonomy is there, or chemotaxonomy. Chemotaxonomy is the study of classification of living organism based on their chemical composition. Yes, that's it, chemical composition. Okay, so 26th question is done. Next, 27th question.
First option.
First option or the second option, must just read properly. Kingdom fungi, right? Order
Canidae.
Canidae. Yes, the second option is no. Family Raniales. Okay, Raniales. ALE baribekalva order alli adana map petkobeku. Then D, genus. Genus is Helianthus. And the species is Anis. Okay, ANUUS, Anis. So the second option is the correct option. So whatever it is there in your NCERT textbook alli ಒಂದು column ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾರಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So the genus, the ಯಾವುದು wheat ಒಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, Homo sapiens ಒಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, human beings ದು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? Just remember that.
Ma'am, family, the last two letters will be A and E, no, ma'am?
Yes, ma, correct. Family.
So it's going to be the first option, right, ma'am?
The family, the second question ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ?
Family Canidae.
Family Canidae. Fifth question ಗೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದಾರಲ್ವಾ? Yeah, correct. Family Canidae ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ? Yeah. D, genus ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು second option Helianthus. Yeah, correct ma. First option na ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. Correct. Because correct ma, what you told is correct. The first option, please make a note. First options you can take it for that. Okay. Yeah. Next one is 28th question. 28th question. Plant classification proposed by Carolus Linnaeus was artificial because it was based on
Only few morphological characters.
Correct ma. First option is correct. Only a few morphological characters was there. So only it was proposed. Okay, he was proposed, but it is not based on. Okay, it is not based on So only few morphological characters is the correct option. So anatomical characters which are adoptive in nature, physiological traits along with the morphological characters, then evolutionary tendencies with are diverse. So the first option correct note plant classification proposed by Carolus Linnaeus was artificial. So if it is not artificial, if it is a natural, means all the things he has to prove it, isn't it? He has to say. Otherwise, because of only very few morphological characters he has explained, so only it is called as artificial system of classification. Okay, pa. Next one. Tracheophytes, a very important questions.
Second option.
Yeah, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and the angiosperms, they have a vascular bundle. Okay, so 29th question, the plants which have the vascular bundle, okay, that is called as pteridophytes, gymnosperms and the angiosperms. So can anyone tell me which is the first plant on earth which has a vascular bundle?
Pteridophytes.
Very nice, good ma. So pteridophytes, which has a first plant which has a vascular bundle on the plant on the earth. Okay, so all these have that vascular bundle, no? So only it is called as a tracheophytes. Tracheophytes are the plants which have vascular bundle. Please write down that. Tracheophytes are the plants which have vascular bundle. So what are these the options? Pteridophytes also have, gymnosperms also have, and angiosperms also have. Yeah, the last question is 30th question, for only 2 minutes left now. The publications in which binomial nomenclature was presented was, this I have given already.
Species plantrum.
Very nice, ma. Species plantrum. Species plantrum. The third option is the correct option. Okay, general plantrum and naming of plants and taxonomy of the plants was given by. So please make a note, write down there. Binomial nomenclature was developed by whom? Can anyone tell me? Binomial nomenclature.
Carolus Linnaeus.
Very nice. Then the species plantrum. Species plantrum and the system naturae was not given. It is a standard references, that's it. So these are all the references books they have used to publish the species plantrum. Remember, the general plantrum, naming of plants and taxonomy of the plants, no, they have keep it as a reference book, okay, are the references for in order to give the species plantrum. So any doubt till here, pa? 30th questions we have done today, along with the explanation of the first chapter of the second year PUC. I will try to I will send the first second year PUC the general questions also. So we will try to solve the rest of the questions of this first PUC along with the second year PUC, whatever we have done it. So that completes, we have to, because total questions, total number of chapters, you tell me, both in first PU and second PU. How many together? Yes, tell me. So together it is 30 only. Okay, 30. Out of the reduced syllabus, how many are there? How many you have to do it?
25.
Yeah, 25 and the reduced syllabus. So 25. Only we are getting only the 15 sessions, no? So at almost we have to complete 2 chapters in a day. Okay, in a per session we have to complete 2 chapters along with the summary, along with the multiple choice questions also. So today is the first class, a little bit slowly I have done, whether you will understand or what. So in the next class we will be little bit hurry up so that we will try to complete as much as possible questions. Okay, is that okay for everyone, ma? Everyone can understand the topics whatever I have taught you today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
pa. Okay, pa. Thank you for your cooperation. So next class we will meet not tomorrow and the day after tomorrow we will meet it, and we will try to complete all the remaining questions.